label. That's kind of an ableist thing to do. I'm going to backtrack on that. Clearly, more research.
I just want to say how much I appreciate when someone is presented with new information and then is able to backtrack on what they said before. The idea that ADHDers who experience sensory issues must be autistic and therefore are being ableist by denying their autism is really harmful and really dismissive of our experiences. Those studies definitely weren't perfect, but they do confirm the experiences of just thousands of ADHDers that I've met and I've worked with, including myself. ADHDers who are not ableist, who love autism and would fully embrace autism if that was our experience, if that was our truth, but it's not. And you can see in the comments on some of these videos how many people are saying, oh my gosh, thank you for this validation. It's been so hurtful having the autism community calling us ableist just for talking about our experiences with sensory issues. Are there a lot of ADHDers who don't know that they're autistic because they don't really know what autism is, or because they're reluctant to take on that label because of internalized ableism? Yes, that happens a lot. There are a lot of people who are ADHD and autistic. But not everyone with sensory issues or not everyone with specific autistic traits is necessarily autistic, just like not everyone with ADHD traits is necessarily ADHD. I would never claim to know someone else's experience better than they do. And I would never claim that if they did not see the same thing in them that I saw, that they were ableist. That is incredibly invalidating, and that goes against everything that we're trying to do with the whole neurodiversity movement, with the whole accepting of who we are and learning about ourselves and owning our identities and our own needs. And even if someone is ADHD and autistic and they're not ready to claim that label, calling them ableist isn't going to help them find that self-acceptance. I see these rigid ideas of if you're this way, you must be autistic. If you won't admit you're autistic immediately, you're ableist, you're the problem. That is pushing people away from the autistic community that they might just not be ready to embrace yet. We all have internalized ableism, but as a neurodivergent community, we need to be accepting of that, and we need to meet people where they're at. Nobody finds self-acceptance through being judged and being shamed. And the research on neurodiversity is still lacking. The DSM criteria is still lacking. The only way that we're going to learn about this is if we listen to each other's experiences and we actually believe them and we validate them, and we don't force people into boxes. So thank you again to Megan for looking at this research, for reconsidering your perspective. I really, really appreciate that. And for anyone else out there who's putting out these ideas that if you experience this, you belong in this box, and if you won't get into the box, you're ableist, I hope that you also reconsider your position.